Pythagoras theorem. My dear students, Pythagoras was a great Greek mathematician of the 6th century BC. He made a vital contribution to the field of mathematics. His method of teaching mathematics was fantastic and very popular. He had mentored many students. In order to understand the Pythagoras theorem, it is essential for you to have understanding of angle, triangle, square root, indices, also the equations involving indices and variables. Now we will see what is Pythagoras theorem. Students, in a right angled triangle, the square of the length of the hypotenuse is equal to the sum of the squares of the lengths of the other two sides. That is, hypotenuse square is equal to base square plus height square. In a right angled triangle, if the hypotenuse is denoted by C and the other two sides are denoted by A and B respectively, then A square plus B square is equal to C square. One thing can be noticed from the statement of the theorem that this is not applicable to all types of triangles. It is only applicable to the right angled triangles. We know that in a right angled triangle, one angle is right angle and it is indicated like this with a small square enclosing the angle. It is very important to identify the right angle in the triangle because this helps us to identify the hypotenuse. The hypotenuse is the longest side of the right angled triangle. The hypotenuse is the side opposite to the right angle. Now, in this figure, the hypotenuse is denoted by C and other two sides of the right angle triangle can be denoted by A and B respectively. We can name any side as A or B. However, we need to remember the letters given to these sides. Now, let us study the equation A square plus B square is equal to C square in detail. The equation implies square of sides A and B means A into A plus B into B is equal to C into C. Now let us verify the Pythagoras theorem by this procedure. Here we can see four congruent right angle triangles. Now we arrange those four right angle triangles like this so that their respective hypotenuses make an empty space. This empty space is nothing but a square. Let us assume that the length of the sides of this square, that is the length of the hypotenuse of the four congruent right angle triangles, is equal to A units. Therefore, area of the inner square is equal to A square units. Now let us change the arrangement of the triangles. Let us overlap the hypotenuse of the triangle number 2 with the triangle number 1 to form a rectangle and then shift this rectangle to the right so that it touches the side of the outer square. Now we overlap the hypotenuse of the triangle number 4 with the hypotenuse of the triangle number 3 to form another rectangle. Now we have two empty spaces of non-congruent squares within the initial outer square. Let us assume the sides of these two squares are B and C units respectively. Therefore, their areas are B square and C square respectively. Now, the area of the single inner square in the first arrangement is equal to the sum of the areas of the smaller inner empty squares in the second arrangement. That is, A square is equal to B square plus C square. Now, we will see how to get this. In the figure 1, the area of the square ABCD is equal to A square plus 4 into the area of the one right angle triangle, which is equal to A square plus 4 into 1 half into B into C. This is equal to A square plus 2BC. In the figure 2, the area of the square PQRS is equal to B square plus C square plus 4 into the area of one right angle triangle. This is equal to B square plus C square plus 4 into 1 half into B into C. this is equal to b square plus c square plus 2 into b into c. The area of the square ABCD is equal to area of the square PQRS. Therefore, a square plus 2 into b into c is equal to b square plus c square plus 2 into b into c. Therefore, a square is equal to b square plus c square plus 2bc minus 2bc, that is equal to a square is equal to b square plus c square. Now, we make use of one more procedure to verify the Pythagoras theorem. Here we have a right angle triangle with sides adjacent to the right angle 3 and 4 respectively and the hypotenuse as 5. Here we will not include the units of the lengths of the sides. The units can be any like centimeter, meter, etc. There is no restriction on the size of the triangle. Only the ratio of the lengths of the sides is required to be 3:4:5. Let us denote that the side with length 3 units by A. If we square A, then here we get 3 into 3 equal to 9. And in geometry, we can imagine this as a square standing on the side with length 3. We can see that there are 9 small squares within the bigger square. Therefore, this red part indicates a square in the Pythagoras theorem. Now let us denote the side of the length 4 units by B. Square of 4, that is 4 into 4 gives 16. Here squaring the figure, we get a square with side 4 units. In this square there are 16 small unit squares. Therefore, the blue square indicates B square in the Pythagoras theorem. Now the hypotenuse is denoted by C, which is the longest side of the triangle. The hypotenuse is 5 units long. The square of 5, that is 5 into 5 gives 25. Here squaring the figure, we get a 5 by 5 geometric square with side length 5 units. In this green square there are 25 unit squares. Therefore, the bigger green square indicates C square in the Pythagoras theorem. Now we will see how the arithmetic part of the Pythagoras theorem is related to its geometric part. Now see this, a square plus b square is equal to c square. Therefore, 9 plus 16 is equal to 25. And if we arrange those squares like this, we notice that the area of the square formed by the two sides is equal to the area of the square formed by the hypotenuse. Now we will see how Pythagoras theorem is applied in mathematics. Students, here is a right angled triangle. Only two of its sides are given. The sides are 2 cm and 3 cm respectively. Now let us apply Pythagoras theorem to find the length of the hypotenuse. We substitute the known values for the length in the equation a square plus b square is equal to c square. We can take any side adjacent to the right angle as A or B. Let us denote the side with the length 2 cm as A and the other side with length 3 cm as B. Now we substitute A with 2 and B with 3 in the equation. We arrange the equation so that the unknown value is on one side of the equation. Here C is on the one side of the equation. We get 2 square plus 3 square is equal to c square. Now let us simplify the left side. Therefore, 4 plus 9 is equal to c square. It gives 13 is equal to c square, which we can write as c square is equal to 13. If we take square root on both sides, we get the value of c. We get c is equal to under root 13. Therefore, the sides of the triangle are 2 cm, 3 cm and under root 13 cm.